Hi, welcome to this lesson on analytical geometry, circles part 2. Let's have a look at question 2. We want to determine the center and the length of the radius for the circle if it's given by the equation x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 2y minus 5 equals 0. Okay, so first of all, we need to get it into the form x minus a number all squared plus y minus a number all squared equals the radius squared. Okay, so we're going to have to complete the square. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this negative 5 and move it across. So x squared minus 4x, I'm going to group as one term there, plus y squared plus 2y, I'm going to group all the y's together, and it's going to be positive 5 on the right hand side. Okay, so how do we complete the square? Again, so I'll do x1 first. So the coefficient here is negative 4. So that means I need to half the coefficients of negative 4 and then square it. So half of negative 4 is negative 2. So this is going to be x squared minus 4x. And then negative 2 all squared is positive 4. And then because we added that 4, we must also subtract 4 to balance the equation. And then I'll put brackets here to indicate that that's the trinomial that's going to factorize into the perfect square. Plus, then the same thing here. The coefficient of y here is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's going to be y squared plus 2y. Then half of 2 is 1, and then squaring 1 is 1. So I need to add 1, but then subtract 1 again to maintain the balance of the equation. And that's equal to 5 on the right-hand side. Okay, so this trinomial is going to factorize perfectly into x minus 2 all squared. And then this, so then a minus 4 there. And then this trinomial is going to factorize perfectly into y plus 1 all squared. And then minus 1 equals 5. Okay, so here I'm going to group the like terms now. So it's x minus 2 all squared plus y plus 1 all squared. And then negative 4 and minus 1, that gives you negative 5. And then I move the negative 5 to the right-hand side by adding 5 to both sides. And I get x minus 2 all squared plus y plus 1 all squared. And that is equal to 5. Okay, so that is this circle here. So determine the center. The center point is going to be given by C. So the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. The opposite of positive 1 is negative 1. And the radius length, so remember this is r squared. So the radius is square root of 10 units. Okay, and if you wanted to get a rough idea of what that circle looks like in the Cartesian plane, so 2, negative 1 would be somewhere over here. And the radius is square root of 10. Right, so if we want to just judge of what that's going to look like, if you go root 10 units in either direction, what will that look? So if I go from negative 1, the y coordinate, and I move up root 10. So let me just think, 10 is between 9 and 16. So we're doing a bit of surd algebra here. And then if I take the square root on all sides, that's going to be 3, root 10, and 4. So it's between 3 and 4 units. So let's say like it's 3 point something units. So if I move up from negative 1, that's definitely going to end up here somewhere. From 2, it's going to end up here. If I move across 3 point something units, same thing for here and same thing for here. So roughly this is what the circle would look like in the plane. All right, that'll have a radius of root 10 units. Awesome. That's how we do this type of question, by completing the square. I'll see you in the next one.